Well, good morning. We're back in Middle Earth, and we are back with Miss Alvaerelle, who last time was instructed by her friend Meneldir to deal with some foes in Tharbad and find gaps in the outer wall. So we had to go northwest and west to find gaps in the wall. Well, northwest is this way. And of course we have to kill some orcs while we're at it. Easy to do. So, kill our orcs first. Of course, maybe we will discover our spots along the way. See, what are we up to? 8 of them? Yeah, this is super fast. This gap in the wall should provide a good view. Okay. All right. So we've looked to the northwest. You see activity among distant outbuildings of Tharbad. Now we need to go west. This gap in the wall should provide a good view of the countryside. The rolling hills of Ruddy Moor could hide any numerous dangers. All right, so we go back and... Oh, no. He's now this way. Okay. Well, that's helpful. Kill some half-orcs on the way to him. Oh, and there is Meneldir and our other new friends, Boromir and Egfrith.
And that is Tharbad behind us.
And that is Tharbad behind us, Alvaerelle. If the crossing of the Grey Flood proves the worst experience of our journey, I will count us fortunate. I fear it will not be so, though. It is likely to be the wettest. Did Tegwin dislike the damp and cold of the wade water? He is fortunate he had no need to cross the Grey Flood, and under the watchful eye of his parents, it will be many years before he might. But now we must turn our eyes to our own road. Cardolan awaits, and within its bounds we will find my friend Norndir, who will know the location of the chieftain of the Dunedain. Then will Egfrith's purpose be attained, and our own as well. Perhaps then Boromir can be set on the proper course, and you and I will dine at the Prancing Pony before we part. But we are not there yet. We must take one step at a time, lest we trip upon our own feet. Let's see, what do we got here? Oh, I will take that. Thank you very much.
Our first destination will be the town of Herne, a village of farmers and traders to the northwest.
Our first destination will be the town of Herne, a village of farmers and traders that grew up at the crossings of the ways to the northwest of here. where the greenway coming south meets with the road coming north out of Innerduath. When I last came this way, the tavern at Herne was a pleasant enough place, although it could not truly compete with the Prancing Pony for entertainment and company. Crossway House, it was called, a 2-story building near the south gate. Let us be off. So we need to find the southeast entrance of the town of Herne along the road northwest of Tharbad. And we will, where is this thing? I will switch that out. That is definitely better than what she had on. We will get on a horse and we will head out that way. Okay, so we are approaching Herne, and it just started a new deed for us. The air is silent, the wind still. Where are the guards? The man stares at you with suspicious eyes and hurries for his home. Talk to the nearby townswoman. Like her neighbor, the woman glares at you and hurries home. Enter Crossway House, the tavern of Herne, in search of answers. Okay, that wasn't quite the welcome I was expecting. The inside of the inn is dark and quiet.
You and your friends might want to keep walking, stranger.
You and your friends might want to keep walking, stranger. Herne is not the place it once was, and you will not find welcome here. He asked the innkeeper what happened to the town, and he frowned, shaking his head. 4 nights ago, something evil passed through the center of Herne. No one knows exactly what it might have been, but every night since, a terrible fear has seized the town. Old man Aberthal says he saw something the first night, but I don't know. He was an adventurer in his younger days, but he has such a reputation for tale spinning that it has always been hard to tell the truths from the falsehoods in his stories. But something happened that night, and the town has not been the same ever since. You had best be moving on, you and your friends, before dark comes again. Talk to Boromir inside Crossway House.
I have seen something like this before.
I've seen something like this before, Alvaerelle. Well, I say seen, but I did not see it. Instead, I felt it, something dark and evil. It filled man and horse with dread. We stood in defense of the river at Osgiliath when this presence came upon us, and even the boldest among us were seized by a terrible fear. We cast down the bridge behind us, and only a few of us escaped. I have never felt a fear like that before, Alvaerelle. Some of my men claim they saw the figure from which the terror spread, but I do not know if I believe it. Might that evil have come north from Gondor somehow? I did feel as if I were being watched at times as I rode through the empty lands. Or were they not as empty as they appeared? I should speak with the old man the innkeeper mentioned. If his story matches those of my soldiers, that would tell me something of the evil that came to Herne. Talk to Maddock inside the Crossway House. Maddock clears his throat.
I hope you won't use old Aberthal too harshly.
I hope you won't use old Aberthal too harshly. He is something of a peculiar fellow, but despite his strangeness, most of Herne's folk are quite fond of him, and he has always brought his custom to Crossway House, which I appreciate. Let me give you a mug of his favorite spiced beer. It may loosen his tongue. To be truthful, that is not usually a problem for our Aberthal, but he might not want to speak about whatever happened to him that night. The beer may make him more willing to talk with you.
You go with Boromir and Egfrith to speak with this man. I will seek to learn more.
You go with Boromir and Egfrith to speak with this man, Alvaerelle. I will ask around Herne to see what else I can learn about what happened here. Would you please be careful, Meneldir? Maddock tells you how to find Aberthal's home in the northern part of Herne. And while we're here, the Ruddymore Wolfpack.
Lately, some darkness has passed through the land,
Life
stirring up all manner of foul things.
Life in Herne was never easy, but lately some darkness has passed through the land, stirring up all manner of foul things. There's a wolf pack north of Herne, which does not usually trouble the town or those on the road. However, they have of late become vicious, attacking passer-by and raiding the town come nightfall. If you could thin out the pack, that would help immensely. Alright, so let's go find the old man. Oh, but first, apparently this fine dwarf has something he'd like to say to us too.
I would be grateful for your assistance.
Are you a traveler as I am? Interesting. I am journeying south to the White Mountains to see the dwarf halls there. But I heard from someone on the road that the rocks of this place have a red sheen to them, and it puts me in mind of the Iron Hills. I thought I would see them for myself, and if there is valuable ore to be found here, perhaps I will delay my southward journey and stay a while. If you meet me west of town, I would appreciate both the company and the help. Alright, so he wants me to help him do some prospecting. Very good. We will get to that. Why? There are all sorts of quests here.
Well met.
Okay, we will decline his for now because he's having us do fetch and carry stuff. Which I'm not particularly interested in doing at the moment, to be perfectly honest. We will do it. Because at this point we're going to need to get our level up a little. As I was headed this way, I happened to notice that, let's just say, the mobs are decently out of her. They're orange, so white, green, yellow, orange. Yeah, they're a little on the high side.
Shadow has fallen upon our lands.
Well met. I am Arona, basket weaver of Herne. If you're looking to make some coin, I am looking for some help. East of Herne are various bodies of water from which I often go to gather reeds with which to make my baskets. Of late, the reeds have been decimated by sickle flies. Well, by their larvae. She shudders, saying the word. Ugh. If you reduce the number of sickle flies there, I will pay you. The season may be nearer to over, but at least this way there will be fewer to breed for the next. And just to point out, if these people are also afraid of us, why are they so willing to talk to us and give us things to do? I mean, there's another one over there who'd like to talk to us. Alright, we found Aberthal's house. And here's Aberthal.
Why have you come to bother me? Speak to no one. Not since.
Set the mug of spiced beer on Aberthal's table. Aberthal grins. Now that's different, he says.
I have not had any visitors in quite some time. What brings you to my home?
You want to hear about the crawling darkness. Aberthal shakes in his chair and then takes a bracing gulp from the mug of beer. Maybe I had better know your names. Who are these companions you bring with you? You call for Boromir and Egfrith to join you. And you make your introductions. Okay.
Boromir, you say? And Egfrith?
Boromir, you say? And surely you are not the same Boromir who is the son of the Steward of Gondor? Some 20 years ago I traveled in the Southlands adventuring, you know, and I had the privilege of meeting the Steward. I remember his sons, both of lordly mien. You do bear a resemblance to the elder of the two. But you travel now in secret, it seems. I will say no more of it. A guard of the citadel, if not its captain, in my own home. I can hardly believe it. And Egfrith, a proud woman of Rohan. In the days of my youth I rode across the Riddermark at joyful gallop. Is Theoden still king of Rohan? It was a beautiful land, and he was stern but strong, loved by his people and respected by his foes. It must still be so. The set of Egfrith's jaw tightens, but she says nothing. Aberthal continues, I will tell you what happened to me. With such fine protectors in my home, what have I to fear? And what's this? Oh, yes, we're going to be switching out right now.
4
You can
nights
wait a
passed
second.
After the setting of the sun, I left my home to walk
Oh yeah,
along the
I did not
cobbled
realize
streets.
that I was still using some level 5 junk on my feet. Not anymore. Level 21. Item level 21, but apparently I can put it on. I'm not arguing. And I'm certainly not complaining. 4 nights passed. After the setting of the sun, I left my home to walk along the cobbled streets of Herne, as is my custom. This I have done for years, every night, ever since I gave up the adventuring life. You may think it odd, but I have found those moonlit strolls to keep something of my old wanderlust at bay. Perhaps this is the night I keep a walking, Aberthal, old fella, I've asked myself on occasion. But thus far I've always come back to my home, and sleep comes quickly. But on that night, while strolling along the lane west of my home, smelling the night flowers and listening to the sound of frogs down by the riverbank, I could sense that something was different. I can't tell you exactly what it might have been, but I was seized by a tremendous feeling of, I don't know, wrongness. I felt it in the pit of my stomach. There's a grassy place on the left between 2 buildings along that lane, and a single tree grows there. My eye was drawn to that tree, and as I watched, I swear to you, a deeper shadow moved out from behind the trunk. It made a strange sound as it moved, a whispering just beyond the edge of my hearing. It reminded me of being lost in distant woods, stalked by a dangerous creature I could not yet see. But this was no mountain lion. I drew on all my reserves of courage, I tell you, and I turned to run, but even as my muscles tensed, I knew it was too late. While I stood transfixed by the creeping shadow in front of me, a second dark figure had come up behind. This one towered above me, for it sat astride a great black steed, but I could not tell you how I had not heard the sound of its hooves on the cobbles as it approached. I must have fainted then, for the next thing I remember is being shaken awake by Bledry, one of the townspeople, carrying a lantern. He said he found me lying at the base of the tree between those 2 buildings on his way home, and with no sign of either dark figure anywhere about. But every night since, a terrible sensation of dread has fallen upon Herne as the sun disappears beneath the horizon. Do you know what they were, friends? Has anything of the sort been seen in Gondor or Rohan? What business could draw such terrible creatures to Herne? Talk to Meneldir. I'm sorry, excuse me, I'm going to be nosy for a minute. I want to see the inside of your house. Thank you very much. Oh, I like that. It's actually not bad. I mean, there are better double beds for housing decorations, but that one is not bad at all. Certainly better than some of the things I've seen. All right, where is Meneldir? Straight ahead. You know, these people are so frightened, they're certainly standing around like nothing's wrong. He must still be in Crossway House. Okay. Bledry's house. Yep, he is.
What did you learn from the old man?
What did you learn from the old man, Alvaerelle? You tell Meneldir of Aberthal's frightening nighttime encounter. He frowns and strokes his beard. This does align with the story Boromir told us about the power he sensed at Osgiliath. But that is leagues away. What has brought it here a horse at such speed? I may know one name of these creatures, but I will not speak it here. He turns to the innkeeper. Madak, might I ask you to open your doors to all townfolk of Herne this evening? Some evil has left its mark upon the village, and I think it would be safest if the townfolk sheltered behind the strong walls of Crossway House tonight. Meneldir turns back to you. As for us, Alvaerelle, I think we should hunt some game in Sedgemead to resupply Maddox's pantry, gather up firewood so we can keep the town braziers burning all night, and bring word to the townspeople that they should shelter within Crossway House tonight. What say you to this plan? I will not leave these people undefended. I cannot. So, we need to collect firewood, choice cuts of meat, and talk to 3 people in town.
What did you learn from the old man?
And hopefully those 3 people will tell everybody else, because I'm not really interested in going to everybody's house. Especially since we are going to be barging into their houses uninvited.
You want the folk of Herne to shelter within Crossway House tonight?
If I hadn't felt the terrible dread that settles upon Herne when the sun goes down, I might object, stranger, but I will do as you say and let my neighbors know to do the same. Something is not right in Herne. And while you're doing that, well, this is a nice little room. Even got a little pantry here. Not the biggest of houses, but it's certainly pleasant. Ledry's house.
You want the townsfolk to shelter within Crossway House tonight?
If I hadn't found old Aberthal lying on the ground the night this started happening, I might think it wasn't necessary, stranger, but I believe something evil has held him in its clutches, and it only departed when I drew near with my lamp. I will tell my neighbors your plans. Alright, so, no arguments from 2 people, another house with a little pantry, and a nice sized room for a bedroom, and of course a main room. You know what? If they ever decide to, like, completely revamp Breland housing, this actually would be a nice layout for the standard house. I like it. I mean, I really honestly like it. It looks good. Maybe a tiny bit bigger, but other than that, leave it alone. Alright, so we need to go talk to Lynette by the fountain in the northern part of town. And I think, while Herne might feel a little boxy, I'm really digging the fact that you can go into so many of the houses. In fact, I think there are others we can go into, but we just won't be doing that right now.
Shelter in Crossway House tonight? Preposterous!
My family will do as we have always done, stranger, and stay in our own home. There's a bad feeling about Herne of late, it is true, but with my dark board and the candles snuffed, my family has nothing to fear. Others can do as they will, but we will not cower in the tavern all night. This is some scheme of Maddox to fill his coffers, you mock my words, and old Aberthal has always been mad, ask anyone. Now, good day to you, and do not bother me again. Alright, so we finally found somebody who does not want to do as we say.
Can you spare a moment?
My name is Alwina, and I run the Hall of Crafts here in Herne. However, of late, there has been a decrease in custom, and I want to go to the bottom of it. Can you speak encouraging words to some of my neighbors? And tell them that even in days of darkness, working with your hands on crafts and trade can make days seem brighter. That will help, surely. Right, so she wants me to encourage her neighbors. Oh, here's one. Oh no, I simply couldn't. And she runs away. All right, we need to find somebody else to try to encourage. Here's another one. I'm afraid not. I would not feel safe.
Would you lend me your aid?
People seem frightened. I need them to feel safe when they come to the Hall of Crafts, or my business will suffer. I need to hire a guard to stand within the Hall of Crafts, and then they will feel more safe. Here, take this pouch of coins to Edhan, who works at Crossway House. He is a strong and strapping lad, and I have noticed his muscles on more than one occasion. Tell him these coins should ease any of the reluctance he might feel to stop working for Maddock at the tavern, and in the future he will be very well paid to work for me instead. Lady, are you sure you want him to work for you because you just need a security guard? Because the fact that you've noticed his muscles, it's kind of telling. I'm just saying. All right, so where were we headed? We're talking to this guy outside of the tavern. Ah, this guy, we talked to him a bit ago about something else. Oh, he's the one that wanted us to... Okay.
Welcome, friends.
Oh, that's his fetch quest. Bad for business.
Welcome, friend.
Eden listens with a frown as you explain that Alwina wishes to hire him to stand guard at the Hall of Crafts. There are a lot of coins here, but I don't think I can leave Maddock on his own like this. He's been good to me, and I don't know how Crossway House will manage to stay open without me doing the heavy lifting. Tell Alwina I appreciate the offer, but I have to refuse. I know I complain about carrying so many boxes and crates all day, but I think standing in one place in the Hall of Crafts would wear me out even faster with boredom. Okay, you can't argue with him. It really doesn't sound like the most exciting thing, and I still think she had an ulterior motive. I mean, no offense to her, he is probably a decent-looking young man.
What I would not give for a moment's peace.
He turned me down? Huh. Well, I will take that pouch of coins back. I appreciate you asking him for me at any rate. Here, take a few of the coins I would have given to Edhan. Still, I have to think about what I can do now. My problem remains. If folks are afraid to work in the Hall of Crafts, my business will suffer. What is happening to Herne these days? Okay. So that's done. We still need to collect choice cuts of meat from animals and collect firewood in the sedge mead. Maybe take care of the sickle flies. And of course there's this person here. What would you like?
Greetings, traveler.
Herne stands on a rocky plateau overlooking Ruddymore, and the road takes a wide loop around town. Do you think you could go to the crossroads to the west and to the north of Herne and look for any signs of danger? A foul mood has settled upon the town in recent days, and I grow increasingly worried that some evil might have set its sight upon this town where I was born. I don't remember it being like this in all my years, and my sister and I have lived here all our lives. Okay, so you need to do a lot of things. Well, let's go ahead and do this crossroad thing, just in case he ends up asking us to do something else and it turns out to be where we were headed. We're following the road. That's right. Oh, and there's an auction hall here. And as you can see, that beef down there is level 23, which is about 4 levels over this Alvaerelle. The road's near here. Yeah, okay. It's actually a little further out than I thought. So let's go back to what we were going to do. And we will get to it. All right, so firewood, meat. A ruddy mantle auroch. A rolling hill goat. I don't think that has anything to do with what we want. Why do I get the feeling it's going to be the auroch we need? Okay. Probably want to eat first. We don't have much. Well, what we have, we'll have to do. That's fate food. Thought I had, unless I've used it up already. Yeah, I must have, because I thought I had one for health, but I don't see it. Yep, we need the auroch. Sorry, auroch. I usually try not to kill y'all, but apparently the townsfolk would like to eat you. Oh, that's a hindrel. That is something we'd like to get rid of. That will attack. The auroch will not attack unless you attack them first. Which is probably the biggest reason why I don't like to attack them. I try not to tend towards not wanting to attack the animals that won't attack first. Sorry, I know. Okay, 4 more. Well, at least they're giving decent XP. I don't know if you can hear her, but say hello to Miss Carol, who is meowing very loudly at us right now from another room. That's a white hand orc scout. Huh. Okay. So we have some wolves. We have some orcs. I saw a brigand. I think they got problems all over the place here. Black choice cuts of meat. One more. All right, so we're done with that part. We need to find firewood now. Oh, look, we have a thief. Excuse me, can you point me in the direction of firewood? No? Okay. Ah, firewood. Conveniently marked off as firewood. Well, that's not firewood, but we can grab it anyway. A little lag there. Just a teeny tiny bit of lag. We have a little more auric out here than I thought. Whoa, wait. I'm sitting here completely passing up the ash branches. Some nice rich barrow over there, which means it's a bigger deposit than normal. And if I was on a character that would be gathering metal, I would definitely be picking that up. So we need 2 more firewood. Oh, there's one right over there. Heavy ash branches. This is also a bigger than normal deposit, and so is the one up there. So we're definitely gathering those. And I'm wondering if this is where, yeah, reed munching sickle fly. Well, that's very specific. But will the regular sickle flies count? That's what I want to know. Nope. So I have to find specifically reed munching sickle flies. Like that one over there. A sedge boar. Boar usually threaten before they attack. Every once in a blue moon you will find them that don't. Half-orc trapper. And the bog crawler that kind of got caught in the crossfire. Okay, so we need one more of these sickle flies. Oh, okay. And we already know that that sickle fly will not count. Oh, there's one way, way over there. Okay. Oh, well, it's a good thing I decided to follow him because there's my last firewood too. And a level up. Very good. Refilled Troun braziers. All right, let's get back on our horse and head back over to the town. Okay, so we need to light the braziers. Against the darkness. I don't know how much this is lighting, but I guess it's worth a shot. Well, hello, random person. I hope you're having fun. Did I just see another quest ring? Y'all, you better not have been for... Oh, missions. Okay. Yeah, we're not doing any missions, thank you. We just made level 20. Give us a break. Speaking of which... Okay, that'll work. I have time to be nitpicky. So we need to talk to Arona. Oh, and I should have done the wolves. Oh well. It is done.
For us.
What a relief. Things are so strange around Herne these days. Alright, we'll talk to Meneldir. The wolf quest will probably be able to do at some point I mean, we do have other things on our books at the moment, so that's fine.
The braziers are refilled, and Maddox's pantry has been newly filled. Good.
The braziers are refilled, and Maddox's pantry has been newly filled. Good. As for whether the townfolk will shelter within Crossway House tonight, let us hope more of them do than do not. It is for their own good, though they may not all believe it. Let me know when you're ready, Alvaerelle, and we will wait for night to fall. Talk to Meneldir inside Crossway House and wait for night to fall. Okay, so we are going to stop off here. Next time we will do whatever instance Meneldir has, and then we will continue helping out the good folk of Herne. But until then, bye for now.